Hey guys, LevelCap here. Today we're going to be comparing two different weapons in Rainbow Six Siege against each other. This is the P90 and the MP5. Why are we comparing these two weapons against each other? Well, they're the two automatic weapons that you have available to you when you're playing either Rook or Doc as classes on the defender side. Now, Rook is one of those classes that I feel like any defensive team cannot go wrong with. You slap down those armor plates, all of a sudden everybody on your team can absorb a lot more fire to the body and limbs. He's a great class to play with, especially if you don't really know what you're doing defensively. Doc, on the other hand, is a little bit more situational. Not a bad class, but I feel like he's going to be used slightly less at higher levels of play when people are expecting to see much more headshots, because he can revive people. He's got that good ability, but both of these classes have the same weapon loadout, and you don't know what to pick. Should I go with the P90 or the MP5? There's not really a lot of statistical information within the game to tell you which gun is the best. You just have to kind of pick them up, start using them, and get a feel for yourself. Well, if you want a little bit more analytical information to help you make your choice, help you decide which weapon you think is right for you, that's what I'm going to be covering in this video. Now, the obvious stuff that we know from the game is that the P90 has a 50-round magazine versus the MP5's 30-round magazine. P90 also takes longer to reload than the MP5's incredibly fast reload. The P90 shoots a lot faster than the MP5, but also has a hell of a lot more recoil. So do you want accuracy or bullet spray? The more shots you fire, the better chance you have of one of those landing on a headshot, but then again, the more accurate shots you fire, the more chances you have of hitting an accurate headshot. Let's talk about that one piece of information that the game does not give you and that you have to kind of figure out on your own. Damage model. How much damage do each of these guns do? Because if you're going to body shot somebody down, that's an important bit of information that you need to consider. The P90 for a single armored individual can do 20 damage to the body, 15 to the leg. So potentially a 5-shot kill in extreme close quarters if you hit only body shots. Chances are you're not going to hit only body shots. You'll probably mix in a leg shot or two, in which case it's going to be a 6-shot kill or even more. Now, if your opponent has 2 bubbles of armor, it's going to do 18 to the body and 13 to the leg, which is going to create a guaranteed 6-shot kill, or even higher than that, more than likely. 3 bubbles of body armor, say you're going up against a fuse or something like that, then it's going to be 16 damage to the body and 10 to the leg. You're now in for a best case scenario 7-shot body shot, or 8 or even 9 or up to 10 shots if you end up shooting them in the leg only, or the arm. Now, I'm not going to calculate these weapons against Rook's armored plates because that situation is pretty unlikely. So just know that best case scenario, you're going to have a 5-shot body shot, and worst case scenario, you're going to have a 10-shot leg shot. So it can fluctuate, but regardless, you're going to need quite a few shots to down somebody with only body shots. It's recommended to aim for the head. However, here is the problem with the P90. The recoil is very extreme, so you're thinking, well, why not just control the recoil? There's not a lot of modifications you can do to this gun. None, in fact, that actually control that recoil better. So you basically just have to practice with the P90, but even when I tap fire this weapon for 2 rounds, the second round is significantly higher than where the first one was placed. So it's very hard to put follow-up rounds in the same spot, which is essential for going for those headshots. Now, MP5 on the other hand, slower rate of fire, less ammo per magazine. It should be an easy win for the P90, right? Especially since it's only 1 headshot to kill in this game. Well, not necessarily. Let's first take a look at the damage model of this gun. If you're going up against a single armored target, it will do 28 damage to the body, 21 to the leg. So you're actually looking at a 4-shot kill for a body, 5-shot for the leg. Not bad overall. Then if you're going up against somebody with 2 bubbles of armor, it'll be 25 to the body, 18 to the leg. Mind you, all of these damage outputs are for close quarter engagements. If you're shooting at somebody long range, just forget about your damage output and only go for those headshots. If you're going up against a 3 armored individual, it's 22 to the body, 14 to the leg. So in close quarters anyway, you should never be beyond a 6-shot body shot kill, which is not bad for this weapon. It's very, very capable. Granted, it does have a slightly slower rate of fire than the P90, but you're probably going to be hitting more of your shots on target because of the extremely manageable recoil. Small controlled bursts with this weapon will leave you very small groupings, which is absolutely excellent for hitting headshots at both close and long range. And of course, if you want to take your game to the next level, you can always run a suppressor and only go for headshots. I mean, that's what most of the pro players are doing nowadays anyway. It's purely a headshot game, so your damage output overall isn't quite as important. It's mostly about what guns are best for hitting consistent headshots. Now, if Ubisoft ever does decide to change up their damage model and make it more than a one-shot headshot on many of the guns, then the actual damage output is going to be much more important, and the statistical breakdown videos will be a bit more important. But at the moment, for the most part, if you're at a very high level of play, it's really going to be about what weapons have the most controllable recoil so that you can land consistent headshots at a range. The damage output really isn't that important. Now, as for the winner between the MP5 and the P90, I have to say, regardless of your playstyle, the MP5 is probably the way to go. The recoil is more controllable. The damage output is actually very good, even at medium range, so you're going to be competitive with the P90. I would say the only area that the P90 has over the MP5 is that it has decent spray potential through wall, so if you know somebody's on the other side of a wall and you just want to spray through it all crazily, the P90's got 50 rounds that you can just go to town with and hopefully land yourself a lucky headshot. But other than that, there aren't really many other benefits. So for the time being, I would say if you want to put on your try-hard pants, then the MP5 is the way to go. That pretty much wraps it up for this weapon comparison video. Let me know if you want me to do any other weapon comparisons in the comments and which ones you'd like me to focus on. As always, guys, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. This is LevelCap signing off.